Everybody knows that I'm breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now. Yeah, she hates me now, I made mistakes but now I don't ever wanna be alone. I don't really ever feel at home. On my own, in the zone, that's the only way I know. Feeling low, about to blow back up. Here I won't ever let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off best friends. I don't really understand myself. I don't really understand, need help. I don't wanna be left on the shelf. Couldn't even hear me if I yelled. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold. Break down, always feel like I could break now, but I never let it.
Back to a new video, and today we have the next part of what if Gogeta took the place of Goku and what if Vegeito took the place of Vegeta. Part 10 to be exact. Anyways, before we start, of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, hopefully you enjoy. Now, shall we get started? Things off, basically our main four people here will be the ones training on Vegeito, Reverse's planet. I didn't forget his name this time. And so of course Saiyan's gained Super Saiyan Blue, probably not Goku, I'll go more over that later. Piccolo gains a new form of his own, I'll also go over that later. And we go on in space, we meet Metal Cooler, a metal version of, well, Cooler. Made sometime after King Cold's death to keep the army together, but however it still not be claiming as much land as it did in canon, so they still go to Earth to revive Cooliza in Cold. Just like in canon, the Pilaf gang gathers the 7 Dragon Balls, and I believe they got a second money for it, or was it they just came down? Either way, so 2 wishes are used to bring back Cooliza and Cold, and the 3rd wish goes to the Pilaf gang. Maybe Pilaf gets world domination. All your wishes for endless riches. Either way, we get on to Metal Cooler explained basically what he is and explained the entire situation, so the 3 would head off the planet. And so it began their years of training. First, all of them would get the golden form, although with all of them basically having powerful training partners, they'll be much more stronger than Golden Frieza than in canon. Actually, Golden 4 would be more refined, like his tournament of power self. No Frieza just turning it off and on as he pleases, without much stamina drain. So they would take much longer than in canon, so the Universe 6 tournament would come up while they'll still be doing training and conquering planets. Anyways, moving on to the tournament. I'm sorry, Universe 6 versus Universe 7. Anyways, it starts off the same like every time. Champa and Vitals coming. Champa and Beerus having a... never mind. All you need to know is the tournament is still set up the same way as in canon. Of course, here are our people who are coming. Of course, Gogeta and Vegeito. Piccolo, Goku, who would cancel the conference or move it to another time, and Boo. Moving on to the tournament itself, Boo would fall asleep, yay. But besides that, most fights continue on the same. Well, the first one, Gogeta versus Botamo, happens about the same way Goku versus Botamo did in canon. Anyways, when Frost would step up to fight, he would be in his final form, and Gogeta would turn Super Saiyan, the 2 would begin their fight. And it would be quite obvious that Gogeta would be stronger than Frost. leading transform into another form, his fifth form, which I call assault mode. The story behind that, I actually heard someone call it assault mode in the video to cool it out, just started calling it that. Anyways, back to the interesting fight here. The fight will go, well, not much more in Frost's favor. He'll still be weaker, but he'll at least be able to not get knocked around as hard, and so would resort to the poison needle to get Gogeta out. Of course, next would be Frost versus Piccolo, and Piccolo, his base, would be weaker than fifth form Frost, and so would turn Omega, and from there would easily take the battle. Never need to use the special beam cannon, just need to use a regular blast to knock out Frost, meaning he never gets a chance to poison him, and he's never found out. Ironically, moving on, the barrier is still put around put around Piccolo in this timeline, as he would face Vegeta, and eventually the heat inside the barrier would start to catch up to Piccolo during the fight, also Vegeta being very durable. And so Piccolo would use his new form, which we'll call Omega Piccolo V2. I'm sorry, let's call him you know, if any of you got a name, just leave it in the comment section, because I can't think of anything. So we'll just call him Omega Piccolo V2. And so Omega Piccolo V2's power would destroy the barrier, and with one Masenko times 10, he would blast Vegeta out of the ring, winning the match. Next is Kalba, which Vegeito would want to fight, and Piccolo would oblige, so he's out. And so it'll be Vegeito versus Kalba. Of course, the two starting out in base, and that follows the same beats as it did in canon with Vegeta. When Vegeta would ask Kalba to turn Super Saiyan, he would, and the two continue fighting pretty evenly, although Vegeta would have the advantage in power here, so this would cause Kalba to transform once a Super Saiyan God. Of course, Vegeta would turn Super Saiyan God himself, and the two would continue battling pretty evenly, actually. And so, Kalba's Super Saiyan God will be a more, well, let's say, refined version. I used that twice in this video. Vegeta, to finish off the fight, would turn Super Saiyan Blue and basically one-shot Kalba like he did in canon. I'm sorry, like Vegeta did in canon. Moving on, we get Vegeito versus Hit, and that about plays out the same way Vegeta versus Hit did in canon. So results in our last fight, Goku versus Hit. Goku would get the, memo about his time skip ability, and so would come up with a way to counter it about the same way Goku did in canon. From here, Gohan turns ultimate, and this forces Hit to adapt and go stronger, and will start advancing his time skip. That will, of course, become a problem, and Gohan would have to go even further. So we'll go with this turning Mystic God. We'll call this form Mystic God. I just found a picture of this and decided, hey, that'll be fun to use. And so from there, would easily destroy his time skip through his pure power and finish him off with a Masen Kamehameha times 20. From here, the rest of the arc will proceed as in canon. Anyways, with that, hopefully you guys enjoyed. And don't forget to, of course, like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, not most importantly, I mean, see you next time. That kind of is important, but not most. Anyway, see you in the next one.